submitted the grant. This is what we've done. There are 5 students in the lab now, current undergraduates. 3 are going to be a graduate school in the fall, immunology. 1 is going to medical school, 1 is a junior. You present all you've done to them to prove to them that you can do this work. You know what you're talking about. And then we send this thing up. And the last 2 years that we talk about it, look at it. This is very important. SARS-CoV-2. That's what it's because everyone to wear masks all over the world. I have to wear masks 6 hours flight from London here. I wear masks 6 hours from TFK to London. So this was not the problem. Give us money, we're going to solve this problem and this will move forward. That's what we're doing now, and this will address that. This is this 1 page of aims, this 1 page of introduction to someone. Now let's run very quickly. This is the most important checklist. This is where many of you are faculty here will benefit from the most. When you get an RFP, what you want to do is you want to see the read the RFP, see how much is the budget that's available for the grant. For the Act 15 which I just showed, the money is maximum that go to the PR is 300,000. My university's indirect is 56%. So if I get $300,000, my university gets extra 56% of that $300,000. 300,000, 50% is 150, whatever 6%. So I get 300,000, the university gets 150, whatever thousand extra over the 300,000. That's what we call overhead cost. That goes to the university. They use that to run the institution, to run the department, to pay for light, to pay for water, to pay for secretarial assistance. That's what we call indirect costs. This is what the universities in the US are looking for. There are institutions in America whose grant funding a year $1 billion. Johns Hopkins last year made $1 billion for grant funding. $1 billion in 1 year. And they've been doing that for the past 30 years. That's why we call them IVD. That's why they are top notch. They have all the money in the world. Last year we made, I think, $100 million or $80 million. I can't remember how much my institution made last year. We didn't make too much money last year. Last year was a bad year. We made $80 million or $100 million. I can't remember off the top of my head now. That we made from grant funding for the university. That means out of that $100 million, the university will get 56% extra of that $100 million. So you can imagine how much of that will be to benefit the university as you move forward. And so your budget is very important. What we want to look at here, it will provide you so much salary. You can put all your budget on the grant. If you have multiple grants to be funded, you say I put 1% here, I put 2% here, you don't want to put too much of your money there. And so at the end of the day, you can actually make a lot of money that you can make the whole of a yearly salary in 3 months. That's extra. So if you're making $100,000 yearly, annually, your 9 months contract, you can actually make $100,000 in 3 months from multiple grants. And that money goes to your pocket. You are allowed to do that. That will be your own salary. Over the 3 months of summer, they distribute it for you. Over 3 months, go to your pocket. Whatever you like, if you want to buy a house in Nigeria, good luck with that. All right. so that provides you summer salary. Not just that alone. It gives you academic year support. You don't like to teach. Well, you don't tell your dean, I don't want to teach. I want to buy out time from teaching. And so the class I'm teaching is a 3-credit course. A credit is valued $1,800 or $2,800. We'll ask you to buy out of that credit. And so you will pay your department. I don't want to teach this semester. Take money, go and hire an adjunct to teach my class. And so they will get that adjunct to teach your class, and then you'll be there doing your own research. But you can't say, I don't want to teach, and you're doing nothing, you're crossing your leg and drinking tea. It's not going to work. So you can buy out time. You can provide money for your students. So the students that work with me, we pay us $50 an hour. So in the school year, they work for 20 hours. In the summer, they work for 40 hours. And so every summer, they get $6,000 for 10 weeks of summer work. That's part of your grant. The grant provides all of that money. The government allows you to put that money into the budget to be able to pay your students. If you have 2 students, 3 students, 4 students, just justify that in the budget. That money is available. You pay those students while they are working with you. If you have postdocs, that guy will pay the postdoc salary plus benefits. And that's not one now that hire somebody from the Gambia. It's the Gambia that's paying the person's salary. It's going to be there for 1 year, probably up to 2 or 3 years. If you have to go to field work, field travel, it pays for that. Go to a conference, it pays for that. If you have to publish a paper, you don't have to go to your head of department. I have this paper accepted. I need money to publish. I'm sorry. Many people publish in some very terrible journals. Predatory journals. Many of these journals of Eastern Europe, you can publish there. They will ask you to publish, maybe pay $100 or whatever. They are just making money off the money you do not have. You're from a developing country. Some of the journals in the West, we actually allow you to publish for free. If they know you're from here. I've published with people in Nigeria before. You know how much they will charge? They will charge me who is on the paper as a co-author. All the other people in Nigeria, they won't charge them. I will pay for being a co-author on the paper. And so, reach out to people, ask for help, and you see what's going to happen. You get top-notch papers that will help your grants when you write your grant. So, I pay these days. I've paid $3,950 for a paper before. I've paid $4,500 for a paper before. We paid $1,500, $2,500. I mean, it's expensive, but the grant pays for all of that. You don't have to pay anything. So that's that. So what don't you have to look at it now? F&A comes to the university. This is what we're talking about anyhow. The indirect cost overhead. And what you do, this is one of my budgets. It's very noisy. You can't see anything from here. But what I want to tell you about this is the whole budget is $965,000. What we need for the project is $712,000. The difference between $712,000 and $965,000, you must get the difference. That's what overhead. It goes to the university. And that's what the university can use to run its own program, to give scholarships, to bring students in. F&A, some universities negotiate up to 95% with the government. I don't know how much it's going to be for Anchor because we are from Nigeria, but you can negotiate, even if it's 10% they give you. It's a lot of money when you convert that to the normal local currency. And so, if RIT at my university is 56%, so for every dollar awarded, the university receives 56 cents. And so, the faculty that the university wins $100 million a year, the university gets an extra $56 million. Do whatever you like with it. You get $100 million to do research, $56 million come over to the university. I mean, if you're there as a chair, you have to be encouraging as a chair of the department. If your faculty wins, you go to the dean, you go to the provost. Well, we got some money. Can you put some money back into the department? They will willingly do that. They will willingly do that. So you can imagine, let's take a look at this. So assume faculty Anchor. If you win $1 million a year, let's assume your percentage is 56. I don't know, I'm just putting that as assumption. $506,000 come to the university. Put that in Naira. I think Anchor can use this amount of money. That's extra. That's not your budget. That's just from grant funding. So this is what is possible if we put our hearts to it. So visualize what is possible in Anchor if everybody is involved writing grants this way. I know what happens, brothers and sisters. Sorry. You don't have to account for this. There's no accounting for F&A. It goes to the university. You have no business with it. But the university is audited, that will be part of their audit of the university. But you as a PI, you have no business with the grant. So the university don't have to tell the funding agency, this is how we spent the $56 million, this is what we did with this. Nobody cares. That's the beauty of this. And so it's important that we put our heads together. I'm going to finish very soon, just 1 second. So there's ASPMB, this American Society of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. They have this on their website, what they call Tech Commander for grant making. How do we write grants? What do we do? All the various things you have to add together. You have all of those things. I'm going to rush. Let's finish on everything in 1 second. And so what you do over here is this. This is what I want to take. The take-home message is this. Then you have to be consistent in writing grants. You have to persist, and you have to stick to it. This is what I tell everyone who works all the time. I tell my students all the time. You've written an exam with me and you failed, don't worry about it. It's just one thing. Rejoice not against me or my enemy. For when I fall, I'll do what? I'll get up again. Alright? So don't bother yourself because you failed one. Get up and do better the next time. Because we're going to support you. Some people give up too easily. You've written a grant and you're not funded and you're so depressed, you're down, I can't do this anymore. Who told you can't do this anymore? I 6 last year. I got funded just for 1. Alright? I've submitted 2 already this year. 2 is going in the next 1 month. This year I'm going to write up to 8 grants. I still teach my classes. I still do research. I still pastor the local church. I still help my son with homework when I get home. You can do it too. It's not impossible. You just have to cut down time. Some of the other things we do that. Just cut them out, cut out those time and focus and pour your energy into what you have to do. Because this is your career. You can imagine if you're, in my institution, what they do is that every year they publish what we call the millionaires list. Millionaires list. All the faculty that bring in $1 million grants. Everybody wants to be on that list. Every professor wants to be on that list. Because if you are not on that list and we are having meeting and we're talking about grant funding and you are opening your mouth, what's it talking about? It's not on the list. Come on, keep quiet. You know? So you want to be on that list. It takes persistence and you persist. You know, and stick to it. A review comes back and the review is bad, give it a few days. Don't go at that time. Just give it a few days and then go back and pick that review. If you are sincere to yourself and you read that grant, you might notice that the review is actually something that's true, that's genuine. I have submitted a grant, we hit send, and the grant went. 2 minutes later, I printed out the hard copy. Oh, Jerry, they put this in this grant. And the grant is gone, I can't recover it back. And so you have to persist and be consistent and stick to it. You know, if you're unsuccessful, try and try again. Don't be discouraged. Don't give up. Don't handle it. Just stay there. Take the summary statement that comes to the ground. Attend to the critiques and resubmit. You know something that you have to pay attention to? The people who are reviewing those grants, they are your colleagues. If your colleagues, we call it peer review. If your colleagues say that grant is not good enough, pay attention. There's nothing to be proud about. To be saying, be humble. Yeah, there's something wrong with that grant. Pick it up. Look at it again. Look at the comments they make about that grant and rewrite it again and resubmit. I'm telling you, those who said it wasn't good enough the first time will be the same one to say, yeah, now you are doing a good job on the grant. And so stick to it, resubmit, and keep going to the very end. This is my final words for you. I showed you this earlier before. We are a team as a university. There's no I in a team. You work together to build anchor. Why is that so? Look at this now. Whatsoever the hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might. Everything you've got. Don't just do a shorty word. You know, you can't get promoted in the United States without scholarship and research, teaching, and service. Some say, well, I'm doing this research, I can't go and do enrollment. No! You do enrollment, but we go to high schools to talk about our university. Why should they keep to go to our university? We do it. You'll see on Wednesday when I start speaking to you on Wednesday, I'll give you some tricks, some things we've done. We reject a lot of students who want to come to our school because we want to maintain a very high bar for the standard of students you want to take. And so you can do all of those things. Scholarship and research is essential. Without it, you will not get promoted. You won't get tenured. It doesn't matter how many years you've been at that. I know people who have been associate professors for 25 years. They are not promotable. They will retire as associate professors. Alright? And the way you're going to get promoted is to do scholarship and research, and to teach, and to publish your paper, and do service for the university. So that's very important. I'm going to stop there today, and then I'll probably take a few questions.
I'm sure that you have questions. We don't have too much time, but we are going to take questions. If you want to ask something that came to for Professor Balagi, we cannot take all the questions, we'll write all the questions, we'll send it to him, and then I'm sure if you put your email, he will respond to all the questions back to you. But before then, can I have anybody have any question? I've seen 1, 2, I see any woman, I saw one woman. Okay, women first. Yes, my sister.
Thank you, sir. Mine is just a little contribution, sir. Like the Bible says, the labor of the fool will rear them, for they know not how to go to the city. So, sir, I think most of the major problem we have in this side of the world is mentorship. How we can get access to some of this information and also now make use of them. So, sir, I just want to advise that going from this conference, sir, if our brethren from diaspora can, maybe give us contacts, theirs, and some other people that are over there, and also information, so that going forward, we can do something like research profiling of faculties here in Anchor, so that we can be linked with brethren that are in diaspora or some other funding funds that we can benefit from. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I think that I'm actually saying our daddy told us at the beginning that this is a new beginning and we are going high. So we say yes to your comments, and if you want to talk to Professor Bolaji after the meeting, you can talk to him. Professor Samuel, and you stand up, let them see you also. He's also a versatile researcher, and so he's here around, you can talk to him as well. And once you connect with one, you connect with other. And it goes like that. It's like a snowball connection. You can see a hand there, this is my brother.
Thank you very much. My name is Odenidi. I'm from the Economics Department. By the time we got this notice on Saturday, I was with a colleague and we were going through what we expect to hear. The question that popped up from our mind, even that time, I'm glad you have addressed it towards the end, is that how are we going to do this with all that we are doing? When I'm saying this, I'm saying it's not because we are lazy. You know us, an average, maybe deeper life, whatever. It's not that we are lazy or something. We may be, but at least to a large extent. The person I'm talking with has also done a lot of work internationally and all that. But as it is for us here in Nigeria and things like that, there are certain things, except like this my auntie was saying that, and like you are mentioning, somebody give us something that will help us to now leapfrog or navigate over the something. There's so much bogged down with that even you have an idea, you are working on it, before you know it, it's wiped off because you are attending to this, running after this, so many things tied to. And then you are mentioning that okay, we may have to cut out some things and then try and focus because you too you are doing it, many other things like that. So as we go on in this workshop, those are some of the worry that is walking us down. I'm sorry to say, last week many of us couldn't do anything because of maybe NEPA or something. Some of us will be on the road for 4 hours just commuting. I'm not trying to give excuses, but I'm just trying to say that so that as you are taking it, you kind of feedback to know the students that you are dealing with, who can also find ways of dealing with some of these things so that we can really key into it, so that it will not be like after you have talked now for the next 3 months work out, then after 6 months again we are back to where we are not because we want to, but there are so many things that just wonder how are you going to get out of this thing. Thank you very much for the giving the opportunity.
Can I take one more question so that we can answer together? Can I see somebody on that side? Yes. Yes.
Good afternoon, Professor, for your presentation. Thank you so much. I'm Dr. Iro from History and International Studies. After listening to your presentation, I felt you marginalized our section. You made us, confined us to Niger Delta. There was nothing that was mentioned about the humanities. So, and From the little experience I've had in research, those of us in the humanities find it so tough. While doing my doctorate, I searched and searched for opportunities. You hardly see anyone that is for Africans. Most of the ones, they will tell you, oh, go to this site, go to that site. And when you check through, they're just for Europeans. And if you mention Africa, the opportunities for South Africa, and perhaps just a few other countries, say Namibia, or so on and so on. So how can you help with your position over there and through your colleagues in our own field to get opportunities for us and make it available to us through the contact as our librarian has already mentioned. Thank you so much.
So,
good evening, sir. Permit me to stand on the existing protocols. My own is just a suggestion. I went through the order of program and I noticed that there's no female person coming to address us. I would have loved to have that so that we can also learn on how they are combining the peculiarity of being a female and being a researcher. Learn from them. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. I think if our chairman gives us permission, next time we have a woman. We will have a woman, but there's nothing a man can do that a woman cannot do. Sometimes they can even do better. Women are multitasking. They can cook and do research paper at the same time. About social science and humanity research, it's exactly the same way with science research. With people who do research. There are many topics, many research topics in social sciences or in the humanities. If you're an international relation, if you look at what is happening in politics, even in America, the United States, and I was driving by today, I saw Make Nigeria Flourish Again. I thought that came from Make America Great Again. And so I just connecting with people, like you said, you can get people to do research in the social sciences, and of course, if we are really attending conferences, at the conferences you meet people. There are a number of conferences for humanities, social sciences. Maybe if we make those connections, links available, you can connect with them. And some of the research, like professors, if you attend those conferences, they will sponsor you for free because they are coming from a developing one. In actual fact, there are many research, there are many conferences that developing world enjoy that people like us over there we do not have access to because we are not from developing countries. So as we have all this opportunity, we can pass them across to the Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, the librarian. The bottom line is that my friend needs to rearrange his schedule so that everything that both us can, you prioritize. The gift of a man will make a way for him. You will have the talent to write. If you are writing, the writing will publicize you and that will bring you out. Do we have any other question? Lady, please. Ladies, you can answer.
Good afternoon, sir. Still standing up. My question is, we have challenges in this part of the climate where you have to do your PhD, you do that on your personal budget. Now you're in an institution, you have to run research, you do that with more than the salary, your monthly salary, and you still have to publish. It takes more than a year to get the paper published because we want it in a good journal. These are some of the challenges. My question is, in life sciences, where we have to spend so much to do our work, how can we get mentored by people that are already established? Just maybe small grants, you get small grants to do your research and be able to publish in places that are good, instead of just walking all around the clock, trying to work hard, and you're just going around a circle because you're doing it and you have to spend so much money and it seems as if nothing is working. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my sister. Let me see. I think I appreciate where you're coming from. I did my PhD here. I had opportunities to go to Europe when I was a graduate student. But I know where you're coming from. But I think there is nothing that's impossible. I don't know what field you are in, what specific field of life sciences you are in. As a science, chemist, biochemist here. We know people. If you're a graduate student here, depending on how far you have gone with your research, depending on what the proposal is, there's somebody who, I'm sorry, let me use this example, it's personal. Somebody reached out to me to come work in my lab. I was going to come in with Tetford, asked me to write letter of support. I said, send me the proposal, let me see. And she sent the proposal. The first thing I did, number one, the proposal was garbage. That's science. But one thing I did, I took that proposal, I ran it in Turnitin. You know what about Turnitin? Yes, sir. The proposal came out. So, it's not those days anymore. This is 2021. You can't do that. In those days, we didn't know much. Eyes were blind, not much was known. Now it's the 21st century. You cannot write such a thing. So I told the person, I'm sorry. I didn't say anything. I just took the results, the 20 results, and the proposal. I sent it back to the person. I said, I'm sorry. I don't have the space. You will get into trouble if you come to my life. Right? So that's what we're talking about. So there's a personal development that's involved that you have to do yourself. Read scientific papers. Develop writing skills. You can only get better at something when you do it over and over and over and over again. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just build on it. I know it's difficult. I've said that looks like story to you. But let's keep in touch. I'll give my card before I leave. Let's know what you're doing and what you want to do moving forward. I'll see whatever we can do to help you. My sister who asked about women, you're 100% correct. I have colleagues who are women. If pastor would let me, maybe I should not do. I wanted to throw my wife under the bus while I'm here. But you know what happens is this. You have to create time for yourself. I'm not sure, I don't know if you're married. If you are, your spouse has a major responsibility to support you. The two of you, I'm sorry, I don't want to do marriage counseling here, but the two of you can be in school at the same time. One person has to be pursuing education, while the other person take prominence in care of the children. I was speaking to my family last night. My little brother asked me, Dad, when is going to be a mystery guest? A mystery guest is that somebody who they don't know is coming to their class, coming to read to the class. Other parents have gone. She was expecting my wife to go. You won't go. He knows my wife very well. And my dad said, Dad, when are you going to come? I said, okay, when I get back, I'm going to be a mystery guest. And she jumped all over the place. I said, I'm going to waste him tomorrow. I'm going to tell him tomorrow. My dad is coming. He's a scientist, he's a professor. So the spouse has to give you the support you need. At the point where you will need a lot of time, he has to pull back and help with the care of the children. It's very important. You know, we do it over there. You can't put a lot of responsibility on the woman. The family won't move forward. And so you have to negotiate with him, right? You know, how we keep the home going. So that will be able to help. I have colleagues who are females. I have colleagues who are doing very well, who are females. I have colleagues who are males who are not doing well. I have colleagues who are females who are not doing well as well. It's a personal thing. You have to decide, how do I want to move my career forward? And if you need help, make contacts to reach out to certain people, let's know. If anyone is an immunologist and want to become a member of AAI, let's know. I started a membership committee for several years. I approve members, those who become members of the society. And so those are the kind of things, if you become a member, they give you funding to go to society conferences and things like that. It will help you a lot and will help the institution, because whatever benefits you, benefits ANCOR. Because wherever your name is, ANCOR, they will be attached to your name. When you publish a paper in Frontiers in Immunology, they will say 2 days, Ajibade, whatever it is, that person, I hope there's not to the Ajibade here. They won't say you're from, they will ANCOR University, Lagos. And that puts ANCOR in the database. That puts ANCOR in the database. You publish in just one journal. You cannot imagine how many databases that paper will go. Alright? So these are things that will benefit you and benefit university as well. And I think we can do so. Our brother talks about time. I understand. I can't answer the question of NEPA. I can't answer the question of transport. But what I can answer is that for what you can control, for what is in your hand to control, you control that and manage that. And if you need people to lubrify your grant before you submit, don't send a grant 24 hours saying like, a grant is due tomorrow. Can you look at this for me? I won't reply your email. I'm just telling you. I've had so many things like that. I had a brother in one of the schools in Nigeria, wrote me, sir, my grant is due tomorrow. I need a support letter. Braswell to say I should reach out to you. I didn't even bother to reply him. Because I was too busy. After that, I wrote, I said, bro, you expect a letter from me in 24 hours that I'm going to host you. I have not gone to speak to my chair. Even though it's my lab, I still have to get permission from my chair. The chair has not gone to speak to the dean. Because if you're coming, I have to provide you office, I have to provide you a computer, I have to provide you a phone line, I have to get your university ID. And not just you're coming, if you bring money to come and support your research, who pays for your benefits? It's one thing to have money to pay salary. What about your benefits? Your health insurance, your 401k, and all that associated with it. So I have to go and negotiate all of those. If I know that your grant is tangible, is successful, I'll go and negotiate that with the chair, go and negotiate that with the dean. I'm hosting someone from Nigeria. Can you give me the approval? I will need an office, I will need an iMac, I will need this, I will need that. And you have to calculate all of those as, all right, let it go. And so we submit the grant. But you can't do that in 24 hours. We have been there for the past 6 months. We have been for the past 1 year. That's why planning is important. You plan ahead of time. Reach out to people ahead of time. And God helping us, I think we're going to make progress.
Yeah.
I just wanted to just encourage, I don't know who asked the question on the aspect of research in life sciences. If you're able to come for the workshop tomorrow, we're going to give you how you're going to use sampling research models, right? Drosophila, not very expensive. You're going to do some cutting-edge research. A paper that recently published in Nature, Nature magazine. The person that published that paper from UI. And how much do you spend? What you call fruit fly? This fruit fly dust away from your tomatoes and oranges. These are research, innovative models you can use for your research. So tomorrow, let me just whet your appetite. Come for the seminar tomorrow. And you're going to hear what cutting-edge research you can do. Is that okay? In terms of timing, if you're in the academics, academic is hard work. It's harder than being a farmer. You know that? If you're an academic farmer, it's easier to go to the farm. If you go to the farm, it's raining, you can go home. Too hot, you pack it up. But if you're an academic, you can't pack it up. Whether there's NEPA, no NEPA, you just have to eke it out. It's a question. I have a friend of mine in UI
He's a neurologist. He came to the UK, he came to do a PhD. So I asked, what drove your interest? All this NIH funding, Professor Bolaji talked about. This guy gets them like pure water. He gets them, you are here. He invited me to UCH just before the pandemic. I came to give a paper talk, a talk there. He gets all this NIH granting severally. I asked him, what drove you to academic research? Are you not interested to be a clinician? He said, no. I said, what drove you? He was working in FFC, Abeokuta. He said, when he closes work 5 p.m., he stays back. He stays back and reads till 10 p.m., 11 p.m. before going home. You come here, I don't know whether you live on campus or you live outside the campus. You close from work. Why join the rush hour? Stay back, lock yourself in the office, and stay there and grind it to the halt. Someone was also asking, link us up. You don't need more than 2 links. Right? He's enough to give you all the links, even if you're not in the sciences. Our brother talking about the humanities. You don't need to be in the sciences. Just one contact person is okay. Come up with a concept. Those of us in the humanities, you know about this Millennium Development Goal. There's a sister in my church. This girl gets millions from UNTB. There's this bank in Africa, CATB they call them. Are you aware you can get research funding from them? And what's she doing? Using this seaweeds, how to sustainable development, writing papers to go and train people in Sierra Leone. Next week she's coming to Liberia. And now she's going to Sierra Leone. That's what she lives from. University are chasing her. What did she study? Geography. And she's making the money. My brothers and sisters, there's money out there. Your horizon, we've come here to make a paradigm shift. To tell you guys you can all make it. And we are in it together with you to support you. And by the grace of God, you'll make it in Jesus' name. Thank you.
So, if you have more questions, we're weekend. There's a workshop tomorrow. There's a workshop on Wednesday. I think there's another workshop on Friday, on Thursday. Some of them you'll be interested, and you'll be permitted to attend. However, if you still have more questions, I would encourage you to write your questions, and then you can write it at home tonight. You can send it to this email I'm going to give to you now. It's BOTAUL 22. I'll repeat that. B for boy, O for orange, T for A for apple, U for umbrella, L for Larry, and number 22, @gmail.com. Whatever question you have about this workshop, please send it tonight. You can do it now to that email. Professor Bolaji and Professor Samuel will look into them and they will respond back to you. They might respond back to you directly and then go from there. On behalf of the trustee, I want to thank Professor Bolaji for coming and Professor Samuel for giving us knowledge. I'll be your humble servant.
Praise the Lord. I quickly took the mic from him so that he won't give the final. Because we do serious disservice to these are very eminent leaders, global scholars. Each presentation for us not to give our own heartfelt finance and administration. But our chairman will permit me to say this, and this will challenge every one of us, that these are eminent guests. They are just here to help us. Listen to me. They are just here to help us. Because the mentality of we in Africa, particularly Nigeria, is that when we see scholars like this, and then they come for this type of programs for us, the good thing is that they are coming to take our money. To take our, not at all. That's why I sought permission of the British chairman to say this, and please, let us take advantage of this very rare opportunity. As management, we make a very bogus budget, because these are our familiar people. Honorarium this, honorarium that, we went to them, they cancel everything. They said they are not here to take one kobo honorarium. So I'm just telling you that don't let me talk more than what I know. Maybe at that time I'll share my came from the US, came from this and that, and I don't talk much now, but it's a challenge all of us. It's a challenge all of us to be ready to rise with these our leaders to help this Anchor University. That has been my cry. But I said, I was told today there is an assignment. Every one of us were on an assignment. We will not feel done in the name of Jesus Christ. So on behalf of the management of this university, on behalf of all of us, both teaching and non-teaching staff, particularly for our academic staff, that you, our leaders, have come to bless us like this. I want to say a million thanks to you. I want to promise you that by the grace of God as management, we are taking note. We're not going to allow this type of conference to just fail us. We're also going to, in our little ways, support it and make sure that by the time you are hearing about our staff here, you'll be happy that you have not come here to waste your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. We just come to the end of the workshop. How many people are here at faculty? You are a teaching faculty. Wonderful. Awesome. Okay. All right. So I'm learning from my. So when I say faculty, you know what I mean, right? Okay, academic staff. Well, it's academic staff, right? Anybody here is non-academic? Anybody administrative staff? Okay, we have, all right. The administrative staff, you're going to do, can you stand up? Do you mind standing up? You're going to do me a big favor. Non-academic staff. All right, thank you for attending this meeting. I really appreciate your service. After we leave now, we are going to meet with non-academic staff, and then we need all the rest of you. So wherever they are, you need to get them for me. All non-academic staff need to talk to you. This academic session is finished now. It's now non-academic staff, and we are blessed. And we share the grace together now. The grace. Thank you very much. Because Obalaji doesn't have enough time, but if you can take his name and address, you can send email to him. I'm just going to bring it on the screen for a minute. Just taking that with you is enough. Card, it's right there.